Alright, I'm Sovereign Sage and welcome back to part 2 of Cyno's story quest. We're trying to figure out how Alhaitham knows about what's happening to the guy, the 16-year-old kid who tried to extort Cyrus, who happens to be Cyno's master out of 10 million Mora. And he came to my tent late at night, him and Kabe. And when we were talking to them, they also woke up Tainari, and now we're in a flashback where Alhaitham's telling us how he knew about stuff.
I wonder what Sir Nephis and the others will make of it. Oh, Cyrus showed me the extortion letter, too. It was crudely written, but the paper had this beautiful pattern on it that I've never seen before. Really caught my eye. Give me a sec, I'll sketch it out for you.
Because he's an architect, he can draw. I noticed the pattern too when
Okay, done.
Cyno told me to look at the paper. I noticed the background. It looked like a gate or something.
You see what I mean? I don't think I've ever seen writing paper like this around before. God knows where the culprit got it from.
Interesting. These are all motifs associated with the tribes of the desert.
What? Really?
Take this, for instance. Looks like an outline of a spire, similar to the kind found on some ancient palaces. And the crisscrossing and mirroring here, I recognize that too. It bears a striking resemblance to an ancient emblem, one that hasn't been used in a very long time.
That's what I was saying. When I noticed it, like, it looks like a gate or some kind of unique pattern, and I was like, what is that?
Whose emblem is it?
It's the emblem of the Temple of Silence.
Oh my god, it's like we're turning into freaking... Get out of the way, Arlecchino! We're turning into, Skyrim, Dark Brotherhood with their symbols. Temple of Silence. Sounds serious. Okay, so you're saying those people did it? It can't just be somebody going around using symbols that they don't know what they mean. I mean, there are people in real life who do that. They just use a symbol because they think it means something, but they don't realize that it has a deeper meaning than what they think it means, and it's actually really bad.
After discussing it with each other, we both agreed that something didn't feel right. So we went looking for you.
And you remember saying that we were going to go camping, so you came here.
This was a long way to come from the city. Alhaitham figured you were probably with Tainari, so Gandharvaville was our first stop. But the Forest Watchers told us that you'd gone camping. Then, just as we were heading off to the campsite, we ran into Cyno.
Oh?
He said he was on a supply run. We exchanged a few words, and then he ran off.
Hold on, so what's the deal with that emblem you were talking about? The Temple of Silence, you said? What is that? Should we be worried?
Is everything okay? Give me a second. Let me get Kale.
So you've never heard of the Temple of Silence?
No.
Well, to put it simply, it's an organization that has existed in Sumeru for over 1,000 years. These days, you can find a Temple of Silence office in the academia. Theoretically, it's responsible for the custody and disposal of information and documents not fit for public dissemination. At least, that's what they tell the outside world. In truth, it's essentially a vestigial institution nowadays. There's an office with their name on it, but it's functionally obsolete. Historically speaking, the original Temple of Silence is said to have been established by Hermanubis, one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret, and the greatest of all sages. Most of the organization's members hailed from the desert.
I fucking thought so. I was about to say that. I was like, is it a follower of King Deshret? Because they were kind of hinting at it, right? Because Cyno was like, I'll give you my spear. And then Tainari was like, it feels like you're sealing off a mausoleum. And it's like, that was foreshadowing. And because Cyno comes from the desert, you see what I mean?
By contrast, none of the Academia Temple's current members are from the desert region. Nor do they use any symbols connected with the desert folk.
So the Temple of Silence at the Academia is just a fake? Wow.
It's possible. The real question is, why? My guess is they're covering something up.
So, how do you know all this? Sounds like some pretty top secret stuff.
Well, of course he would know about it. Did you forget that he was one of the heads in one of the academia, that they even tried to offer him a sage position, but he turned it down? Somebody like Alhaitham would know everything to do with the academia. Like, what the shit?
Did you forget? He did a stint as acting Grand Sage.
I just said that.
Kept the pay raise even after he resigned.
I literally just fucking said that.
Oh, yeah! I did totally forget about that. So you took the chance to read all the top secret documents while you were acting Grand Sage, huh?
If you're asking me whether I familiarized myself with the documentation in my office, I would respond that that's a perfectly normal part of any job.
So much about this doesn't make sense. Why did the emblem of the Temple of Silence appear on a threat letter from an academia student to Cyrus? The student's only 16 and doesn't have any family ties to the desert. So where could he have seen that emblem or gotten the paper?
There's another character, like I was saying in my last video, in case you didn't see it. There's a new character who's like a light-skinned boy with like dark hair and like white strands, and he's in orange, kind of like the way Kave's scarf is. And he's a new character that's supposed to be playable in the future. I forget what his name is, but I think I liked his design. He was really cute looking and everything, but I think they were trying to make him a bow character, and that really just turned me off super hard. Bow's characters in this game I don't really care for. The only ones I put up with are like Child and Venti because I like their characters, but I hate fucking bow characters. I mean, they're only good for puzzles and stuff and shooting things from long range, but I'm a close quarters type person. I've always been. I've always liked sword characters, like characters with physical shit. So I like polearm and sword characters the most. I do like some claymores because they can help me farm like iron rocks and stuff, but sword characters can do it too. It just takes longer depending on your build and how strong your characters are. But those are like the types of characters I tend to gravitate towards. And of course I do like the catalyst characters as well, because the newer catalyst characters like Hazo and Skara don't actually physically use the catalyst. They just use their hands to throw things. And I tend to like that a lot more. There's people making memes about that too, like saying how the newer characters are getting rid of their main weapons, that a lot of the characters don't use the weapon they're assigned. Like, I got Chevres not too long ago, and she's supposed to be a polearm character too, yet she uses a fucking rifle. And the same thing with Navia. She's supposed to be a claymore character, yet she pulls out a parasol and fights with it. But I think that's kind of what makes those characters unique, though. But a lot of people are kind of mad about it in a way. Some people are like, what the fuck? But I think it's all about giving that character a more unique contrast. But when it comes to bow characters, I just have a hard time putting up with them. Those are the only bow characters I put up with, is Venti and Child, because I like them enough. Otherwise, if you notice, if you look at my team in any of my videos, you never see me use bow characters unless it's for a puzzle.
You said you ran into Cyno, yes? Did you tell him what you've just told us?
Yep. He ran off as soon as he heard what we said.
Oh no.
Given that Cyrus is involved, he's probably halfway through solving the case by now. Still, we should try to catch up with him. At this hour of the night, Cyno will probably go looking for Cyrus at his current residence.
Does it bother me that we have a fire growing on the grass? That would catch fire in real life.
If the Academia's Temple of Silence really does exist just to cover up the truth, the sudden appearance of this emblem can't be good, and sure to stir up trouble. We should pay a visit to the Academia.
At this hour, all of us? They're gonna think something's wrong. We all can't just go in there.
Yes. As the Sage of Amorta, my master ought to know the truth about their office. You can ask him to tell you what he knows. The more information we have, the better prepared we'll be for whatever happens there.
But it's like the middle of the night. Are they still forgetting that?
If this situation is connected to the real Temple of Silence, the emblem has to be part of a bigger conspiracy.
Kale, could I trouble you to send a message to the Core of 30? Tell them to keep an eye out for Cyno and Cyrus. Traveler, Paimon, you two come with me. We'll go after Cyno.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's go.
Cyrus has been living in the city lately. He rented a place near the field so he can keep an eye on his tomato plants.
Then let's go look for him there.
Need to put that fire out, bro. It's dangerous. It's how fucking forest fires start. Thankfully, we had Kazuha to put it out for us. You know what's funny with my Skara, when there's things that aren't lit, there's been times where I'll hit it I'll like hit stuff that should be lit and he lights it on fire. I don't know how. It doesn't do it all the time, but it could be a glitch, but there's been a few times where like I'll attack torches and stuff and other characters put them out, but he relights them, and it's happened a few times and I'm like, what is happening? It doesn't do it all the time. Just there's been a few times when I've been playing that it's happened and I'm like, what? It's kind of weird. I don't know why that happens. But yeah, seriously, don't leave fires going in the forest like that. Don't leave fires going, period. That shit's dangerous.
Here we are. This is the place.
I've been here before. This is like, I've had like a lot of encounters in this area of the game. This is where I got trapped in the Sub-Zero's festival for like a long time. And then we met Skara here when he lost his memory, and then this is also where we first met Nahida. This is also where I tried to escape the city and I couldn't.
Huh,
So I was trapped in a dream.
Looks like nobody's home. Oh, Cyno moves fast. If he was here, he's probably long gone by now.
I know that voice. Is that Tainari I hear?
Uh-oh.
Ah! Professor Zahahadi!
Wow, so it really is you. My goodness, whatever is going on tonight?
Why do you people keep leaving fires going? Look at that damn stove just on by itself near grass, near wood boxes. Oh my god.
We're looking for Cyno. So, he's already been here.
Yes, not long ago, in fact. He knocked on my door and asked if I'd seen Cyrus today at all. I told him the old fool left early this morning, and I hadn't heard him come back. So we went to his place, and would you believe it? He's gone. Goodness knows where to.
Remember when he said, I'm gonna leave tonight, I'm gonna go home? I think he was captured.
It must have alarmed Cyno, because he took off in an awful hurry after that. He never did explain what this was all about. How serious is it?
Well, if Cyrus isn't at home... Oh, it sure doesn't sound good.
Professor, did you hear that a student recently tried to extort Cyrus?
Why, yes. When I left the house that day, I noticed he was watering his flowers in the field in complete silence. He had a piece of paper clutched in his hand, and he looked lost in thought. I could tell something was troubling him, but he wouldn't tell me what it was. If Cyno hadn't happened to visit him that day, he'd probably still be holding on to that thing. After seeing the letter, Cyno told him to contact the Core of 30, but Cyrus was very reluctant. He claimed it would only damage his reputation. Eventually, he relented, after much persuasion from Cyno.
Huh? Cyrus didn't want to report it? Well, that's strange. When we saw him, he seemed pretty okay with the idea of the kid getting his just desserts.
As a former sage, it's possible Cyrus still has enemies at the Academia. That's why Cyno was so insistent that he report the matter to the authorities. I was there while they were going back and forth over it.
So Cyrus initially hoped to stop this from going public. But why?
That's what I was saying earlier in my last video. I was like, he's acting kind of funny, like he's trying to hide something, and all of his reactions are like over-exaggerated and stuff, and you could tell like his body language, like he was trying so hard to act like he was angry, but I think he has ties to it, and they were about to rat out his secrets, because they'd even said that in the letter. He only reported it because Cyno forced him to, which means Cyrus must know something about the Temple of Silence.
Oh, dear. What on earth has that old fool gotten himself wrapped up in? Oh, I do hope he's not in danger.
It's funny that she seems like she cares for him when he was literally saying that they have a feud, and he's like, I ain't gonna let her beat me. My tomatoes are gonna be better than hers. Like, but yet it seems like it's opposite on her end. Like, it seems like they might have a rivalry, but she sounds like she cares about him actually, so what's going on?
Oh, I almost forgot. Cyno left me this letter to pass on to you. He wrote it when he came by earlier. He realized you might come looking for him.
Thank you.
What does it say? Let Paimon take a look.
My friends, this is a rather complicated state of affairs. Or affair. Unfortunately, I cannot disclose more than that. I ask you to understand and accept that I had to act alone at this stage. Don't come after me.
My friends, this is a rather complicated state of affair. Unfortunately, I cannot disclose more than that. I ask you to understand and accept that I had to act alone at this stage. Don't come after me.
Yep, that sounds like Cyno. Thank you, Professor. Please do not worry. We will do all we can to protect both Cyno and Cyrus. Traveler, Paimon, let's head to the Academia and regroup.
I like how we still didn't tell her anything. She's like, what's going on? And I'm just like, nah, bro. Just give me. Give it. Also, this is supposed to be this guy's house. Why are these people just standing here? Dog. Give me my Samara Rose. Why the auto flip, Kazuha? It's my joystick, actually. My joystick's been acted up. It's the right joystick. Sometimes it's because when the characters walk forward, they'll kind of like stutter. It doesn't really work with Genshin because the articulation is so fast. But other games, like if I play like Warriors Witcher 3 Ultimate, I make Balsania and walk in cam, she stutters forward really badly. Sometimes it doesn't and sometimes it don't. That's why sometimes when I stop, you'll see them like auto flip. It's the joystick. Sometimes you can make them turn like that though, like this. It's a quick turn by pulling back on the joystick. But there are sometimes when I don't do that and it does it by itself. Also, these little areas like these little gazebo thingies, I don't know if it was right here. I think it was right here. It was somewhere right here. There used to be a chest on one of these. I don't remember. I don't think it was like right here though. I think it was on one of the other ones that looked like that. There used to be a chest just hidden. And I was like, well, how did that get there? It was around here somewhere. I think it was up here actually. Right here. So if you come right here and you go up right here to like right around here, there'd be like a chest just hidden just right here. I think it's like a gold chest, a luxurious chest. It would be like right here. And it's funny that I've missed it multiple times. Oh. Wait, how do I... That bird's losing its shit. Is it down near the bazaar? Because this isn't the... Well, I guess... there is a side entrance to the Academia there. Woo. I wish I had a ceiling that looked like that. That's fucking great. The sound of him running. I like to run through this place with Nahida and Cyno because they're like the only two barefoot characters and you can just hear like their fucking feet slapping. I mean, it sounds like that no matter what they run on, but it's even louder here. Like on the floor. I would pull her out to show you, but I might have to fight something on this quest and I want to keep my main team. Every character's feet sounds different though. His kind of sounds the same as Kazuha's though. His sounds the same. I think, is it Scarra's that changes? No, it's the same for all of them. I remember it changing at some point though. It just dropped me into the lantern.
You're
You went
here?
face first into that
I thought
spike.
you were going after... I guess you lost their trail.
No, actually.
We went to Cyrus's house. No one was there. Cyno got there before us, but he was long gone by the time we arrived.
He didn't say where he was going?
No.
No, he left us a letter and told us not to go after him.
Trinera shares what he's learned from Zaha Hadid.
Can't say I'm surprised.
Typical Cyno.
Typical juice lover.
Anyway, some updates on progress on our end. I drew the emblem from memory again, but in more detail this time.
Because he's an architect, he can draw. Oh, he did good. That is what it looked like. See, on the paper originally in the last video, it was more faded. You couldn't see the design in the middle. You could see like the outer background shape. You couldn't see the middle at all. And I remember saying that I thought it looked like a door. It looked like a door to like a temple or something. So, yeah, it's more defined. Oh.
I checked some ancient texts for a similar design. The one I found was a little blurry, but the similarities in the general form and certain details were clear enough to confirm a match.
Yeah, and we're lucky we found anything at all. It turns out the emblem was all but lost to history. We scoured the entire Academia collection, and that book was the only one with a record of the motif.
Meanwhile, Arav managed to get Uraka to disclose his source. The one who told him about Cyrus's embezzled funds was a young man from the desert. According to Uraka, he had a striking presence and was well educated.
He's that new character I keep talking about. He's like kind of like light-skinned, like he's like tan-skinned, and he's in orange, and he has like brown hair with like a white long strip on one side. He's a cute design, but like I said, he's going to be a new player character in the future, but they made him a bow type, and I'm like, why would you do that? Oh, God. Like how that jewel on the back of his left shoulder is twitching. Look at it. It looks like it's coming detached from his model, and it's jerking back and forth. Okay.
Apparently, the two met in the tavern over a game of cards. The guy claimed to be in the city for business, as part of a merchant caravan. Uraka was intrigued when he heard what his new acquaintance had to say, and brought up the idea of extorting Cyrus for Mora. The guy encouraged him to go ahead with it, then handed him some pen and paper to write the letter.
I see. So it could be that this person planted the paper intentionally.
So, how do we find this guy? Did Uraka say where he is?
He doesn't know. He claims not to have seen him since that day in the tavern. The man gave him some tips on how to carry out the extortion, but from then on, Uraka was acting alone.
Nephis and Arav have gone to meet the Core of 30 and review the city's entry and exit records. Also, Nephis admitted that the Temple of Silence in the Academia is just a facade. The true Temple of Silence once came to the Rainforest to establish a collaboration with the Academia. But, as time went by, the sages gradually became corrupt and foolish. The Temple of Silence felt that they could no longer trust the Academia and ended the partnership. They retreated back to the desert about 400 years ago. Ever since its inception, the Temple of Silence has been the guardians of King Deshret's civilization and belief system. They traveled throughout Sumeru, sequestering and guarding any wisdom that posed a threat to the people's livelihoods. At its roots, it was a legitimate and reputable organization whose purpose was to guide people towards the right path.
The Academia of the day knew that the split would damage their reputation if it became a matter of public knowledge. And so, they set up a dummy organization of their own to conceal the truth.
Not only that, but they managed to keep up the charade for hundreds of years!
So how did Cyrus become acquainted with the true Temple of Silence if they left centuries ago?
He's acquainted because he's originally a member.
I'll bet that's the question that bothered Cyno. Probably why he went after him in such a rush.
Whoever is behind this, getting Uraka to extort Cyrus was only the first step of the plan. Their true goal in doing so was for Cyrus to see the emblem on the letter.
He must have recognized it right away. That'll be why he didn't want to involve the authorities. He probably hoped to take care of the whole thing by himself. Unfortunately for him, Cyno had other plans.
That book is so big and thick, it's like about the size of Kave's upper body. What is wrong with that?
Since the desert is where the Temple of Silence originated, that is in all likelihood where Cyrus went.
I have to go after him.
Really? Are you sure that's a good idea, with how you respond to the heat? Why don't we send someone else?
I should be fine, as long as I bring plenty of water. Besides, I just can't shake this ominous feeling that if we don't catch up to them soon...
Everyone, I have news from the Core of 30.
Master!
Oh, so that's Nefis, Tainari's master? Oh, we're finally getting to meet him in person!
Hello?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Traveler in Paimon.
Oh, dear God.
Several independent eyewitnesses have reported seeing Cyrus and Mahamatra Cyno leaving the city at different times. Both were heading in the direction of Caravan Rebat. I was going to suggest that you join forces with the Core of 30 in this case. However, as I'm sure you've already heard from Alhaitham and Kave, the Temple of Silence is involved. The Academia has made a number of decisions throughout history that I am ashamed to talk about. It may well be that no better choice was available to them, but those actions are nonetheless a stain on our legacy. I won't attempt to make you understand the Academia's perspective. Now is the time for action.
I understand where you're coming from, Master. but I'm afraid the situation might be more complicated than we thought. I think we need to keep a low profile, or risk making things worse.
Good point. If Cyrus is involved with the other side, or worse, if he's fallen into their hands and...
Killed.
Everyone, we have to get Cyrus and Cyno back safely. We cannot afford to lose them.
You need our help? Whatever you need, we got you covered.
Really? Wonderful. You have my most sincere gratitude.
Why did they decide to give Tainari's master like the same hairstyle? It's fucking weird.
Arav and I will continue to follow up on the lead from Uraka. Kaveh, Scribe Alhaitham, I'd like to ask you to cover the duties of the House of Dana.
That look on Kave's face.
Tainari, you're planning to go into the desert, correct?
I am. Kaveh, I'll be okay. You stay behind to help Master and Alhaitham.
Can you get, because when he goes into the heat, he passes out. I think there was one event where he got really sick and like almost fainted, and like Skara was like, give him some water, help him. And everybody thought it was weird because Skara's not the type to care for other people, but he's like, I'll be fine, but your friend over there won't be.
Well, if you're sure. Okay. But be careful.
He's supposed to be like a fox, right? Because he's like half human, half whatever he is, and everybody else is clearly human, but he isn't. That's why they're like, you're like a human hybrid, like, you go into the desert, you're gonna die.
Thank you all. Arav, let's go.
You'd better get moving. Don't forget to ask for help when you need it.
I don't know. In real life, I've always been reluctant to ask for help because I'm somebody who was always bullied and taken advantage of. Like, when I would try to ask for help in school and I didn't understand something, the teacher would bring me up to the front of the class and make fun of me, and then the whole class would make fun of me too. My math teacher used to do that when I was in 5th grade. I wouldn't understand how to do something, and I would ask him how I didn't understand it right. He would like draw the problem on the map and on the chalkboard and make me do it, and then if I told him I couldn't understand it, he would like, do you believe that, class? She doesn't know how to do this. And I'm like, why are you making fun of me when it's your job to teach me? If I don't understand it, and if I'm not learning it, clearly it means you're failing as a teacher. So him mocking me was only mocking himself, and he's an idiot.
Will do. Let's go, Tainari. Hopefully we can catch up with Cyno before it's too late.
So my point is, ever since those encounters and it kept happening, I stopped asking people for help even when I needed. And because of that, it got me hurt really badly in my life. When I was bullied by people, or I was, like I said in my last video at the end, how I've been hurt by male friends who were supposed to be friends. And I saw signs of their abuse and I didn't report it or do or anything until it got too bad to the point where they hurt me severely in certain ways. I feel like it's my fault that I didn't say anything, but because of how I was brought up and how I was treated by said people, I never asked, and I kind of wish I would have asked for help when I needed it.
Knowing him, he's probably covered a fair distance already, but we still have a shot. Let's take it.
Alright. So hearing him say, ask for help when you need it, I'm like, where was that kind of confidence years ago? Why didn't I have somebody then to tell me that? Also, you can't get up this way, but I'm gonna make him fucking clip through it. Also, if you don't have a character who can, like, jump a gap like this, say if you come down here and you get stuck, I mean, I know there's stairs, but there's another part in here where you actually can't get back up. If you have Skara, you can just fly up over it. Cause see where he's standing at, like there's no way to get back up here. You see how it's like, you go down here like this, and there's no way to get back up there, except for like from right here. But like, there's people like me who like to cheese stuff and you want to go up your own way. See, you just... Kazuha got up that much faster, but yeah. I didn't even need him because I could do this. So... I have 2 characters who can elevate themselves. Well, I have more than 2, because freaking Zhongli can summon a damn pillar to climb up, and then Albedo can summon the flower. I have multiple characters that can help elevate me if I need it, and it does actually come in handy. Like, if you're climbing some places where, like, there's certain surfaces where they won't let you climb up it, like your character won't automatically start climbing, and you can't get up it, but if you have a character who can put down a platform, you can actually cheese it. There are some areas in the game where your character doesn't automatically climb the walls. Like if I try to go to the wall, see how he doesn't climb it? He just runs against it. But if, say if I wanted to get up there, I can use another character to do it. So it's kind of like that. Kind of reminds me a lot of like Tower of Fantasy has, where it does the same thing where if you touch a wall your character automatically starts climbing it, but there's some things in that game also where you have to like use your glider to get up onto ledges and stuff, but it's kind of different in that game though. I do like Tower of Fantasy's combat a lot more, because you have one character who can use 3 weapons at a time. You can switch between 3 freely, and you can use other main characters' styles.
Okay, we made it to Caravan.
As we're in this game, you can't.
Where should we go next?
What I mean by that is in Tower, like I have a character like I can give their abilities to other characters. As we're here, like I can't give Tighnari Cyno's weapon and have him use it. Like you can't make a bow character a polearm character, but in Tower you can. You can mismatch styles. Like I can take Icarus's like his ice yo-yo and I can give it to another character like Shirley, because I got Shirley not too long ago. Or I can give it to like Sethos Lotus Flower. You can actually give her fighting style to male characters because it's like really feminine looking, but you can actually give that style to male characters and it works.
Maybe we should ask the nearby guards if they've seen anything.
Hold on. Look over there.
Is that
Dia.
Dia?
Cyno, Dia, and Candice.
You sure you want to brave the desert alone? I mean, it's your choice at the end of the day, but still.
It's not my first time. I'll be fine.
I'm dying with that line.
Cyno.
Wait, Tighnari.
If you're really going to go through with this, then at least take our advice. When you're packing for your trip, budget for 5 days more than you plan to spend out there.
Makes sense. Okay, I'll go get ready.
No, you fucking don't.
Thought we might find you here. You're trying to retrace Cyrus's steps, aren't you?
Didn't I tell you not to come after me? I thought I had a good lead on you.
Sorry, but we never agreed to that. Why would you go off on your own like this?
Nothing personal. It's just a complex situation. And I'd rather not involve anyone else if I can help it.
Takes a special kind of person to get Cyno chasing them all the way out to Caravan Rebot. But why so coy today, huh? You only gave us his age and description. Why can't you reveal his name? Is he Sumeru's most wanted or something?
So the boy we're going after has the same color skin as her. It's like a light tan. And he has like dark brown hair, but instead of like the orange, he has white in his hair instead. And he kind of looks like he could be related to her, but I don't know if he is or not.
Oh, also, hey guys, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Dia and Candice! So nice to see you. Actually, seeing all of our friends is the whole reason we're here.
You're looking well. Glad to see it.
Yeah, thanks.
Candice and I came to Caravan Rebot on business. We ran into Cyno as he was asking about some elderly gentleman's whereabouts. Some people say they saw him. Guess he stood out as an older guy heading into the desert alone with just a sumpter beast in tow and very few supplies. That's gotta be one heck of a story there.
Cyno, it's okay if you can't tell us anything about the case. But let us know how we can support you. We're here to help however you need. The more people we have working on this, the quicker we'll be able to find the person you seek.
No, it's not that simple. If I'm right, he'll be doing everything he can to avoid us.
We spoke with Zaha Hadid. From what she said, it's pretty clear that he wants to try and solve this on his own. It won't be easy trying to find him in the desert when he's deliberately trying to cover his tracks.
That's why he bought the Sumpter Beast, to cover his footprints, because they'll only find the beast prints and not his. But if you have the beast with you, on that logic, wherever those prints are, it's still where you are, right? Unless he plans on leading it halfway into the desert and then abandoning it.
Sounds like this is far more complex than we imagined.
Well, it is, actually. It avoids a Temple of Silence and a bunch of sages.
Still, if he started from Caravan Rebot, the chances are that his route took him past our village. You may as well ask if anyone there has seen him.
My thanks to you both. Once this is resolved, I will find a way to repay you.
Come on. No need to get all serious. Just buy a round of drinks next time we're all in the city or something.
That's a deal.
All right, so, you all set?
Yes, we'll handle it from here. Thank you again for your help. I don't take it for granted.
All right, then we'll leave you to it. Just remember, if you change your mind and need some reinforcements, we'll be here.
And don't think you'd be imposing. You can depend on us.
She seems like a mother figure to Cyno in a weird way.
Don't worry, we'll keep him out of trouble.
Cyno's like my weird brother that I need. Anyway.
Cyno should count himself lucky that the Traveler and Tainari got here when they did. What was he thinking, trying to play the lone hero?
The desert tests the character of all who enter it, and only those with wisdom and courage shall prevail. But take heart. With his companions by his side, no harm will come to Cyno.
You think so? Gimme. Let me see. Is there a teleport point out there? Yeah, there is. It's just a damn... It's the village, basically. I think they changed that boy's style, though, because I saw Cyno's voice actor posted a video of him playing through this, and the guy looked like he had a sword, the same sword that Alhaitham has, so maybe they changed him from a bow to a sword. I have no idea. I'll see that when I get there. I also like how this isn't voiced and Paimon is farther away from us. Hold on, there are a few things I'd like to clear up.
Go on.
So, after you left the campsite, we had a longer talk.
Clearly, we've only scratched the surface of the Temple of Silence question. It doesn't surprise me at all that the one in the academia is a fake.
Do you have any connection with the Temple of Silence?
I do. I trust you're all aware of the spirit that gives me my power. Hermanubis, the original founder of the Temple of Silence. Due to my unique constitution, I was put through a number of trials in the desert when I was younger. Later, I met the professor, and he brought me to Sumeru City.
I don't know if it's legit, but I remember seeing an animated short of Cyno fighting some guy in a pyramid. Like, it's like a pyramid with, like, sand and everything. And he's, like, fighting a guy who looks just like him wearing the same headdress. And, like, the guy summons, like, a giant, like, skeletal thing to crush him. And it was supposed to be that he lost. Or he won? I don't remember, because they, like, cut off abruptly. And I think that's the guy he's talking about, where he gets his power from.
But my memory of that time is hazy. I can't recall much.
You Anubis, motherfucker. You were possessed by an evil creature.
It's a good thing that Kaveh noticed the emblem on the letter. Without that, I don't know if we would have connected the dots and realized there was more to this case than mere extortion. I did not recognize that symbol at all. Whether that's because I've never seen it, or because my memory fails me, it's hard to say.
Yeah, you're right. Thank goodness for Kaveh, and for Alhaitham's diligence during his time as acting Grand Sage.
But Cyrus must have recognized it right away, right? Otherwise, he wouldn't have had any qualms about you reporting it. Oh, maybe his connection to the Temple of Silence goes even deeper than yours.
That line, I'm gonna die.
I suspect so too. Professor has never once mentioned the Temple of Silence in conversation. And whenever the conversation turns to Hermanubis and the concept of spirit indwelling, he avoids going into any depth.
Maybe that spirit is more. Maybe it's like people get possessed by it, but he once was the wielder of it, but then passed it on to Cyno without him knowing.
Well, speaking of avoiding things, you do realize, don't you, now that we've caught up with you, you're stuck with us for the rest of the way.
So don't you fucking try to leave.
I am aware. And I have accepted it.
Oh? You mean you don't mind me being with you?
Or rather, I don't see how I could manage to ditch you en route. So, I might as well accept that you're coming with me.
You know, I see Cyno as somebody who's tough. Like, I like this character a lot, and I have like a lot of respect for him, but in a real life standpoint, I don't think I could fucking fight him. I think he would own the shit out of me hard. I don't think I'd want to try. I would try it, but I don't think I would be enough to stop him if he was to try.
That's right. Fact is, we're coming with you whether you like it or not, so the best option now is to try to look out for each other.
You can't get rid of us that easily, friend.
Fair enough. Then at least let me buy you a drink once we're back in the city.
Works for me? All right, off we go. Let's start by seeing what the guards here can tell us.
Hello.
Mahamatra Cyno?
I'm looking for someone. So I'd like to confirm any recent foot traffic in and out of our village.
He's so unique, though. He's the only character in the game that looks like this. That's what drew me to him when he was first released. Like, I knew about him for like a whole maybe 2.5 years before they released him. Because like about a year after the game was released, his design was leaked. Like I said in my last video, I saw it, and I was always curious as to who he was. And he had become my favorite ever since then. And when he got actually released, I was like, holy shit. Because normally they change characters' designs, and they did not change his. It stood the same. And I was kind of glad about that. Though there are people that make jokes about his design, because he's clearly topless, but he does not have nipples. That's funny. Cyno describes Cyrus's appearance and provisions.
A man matching that description passed by our village not too long ago. He stopped by to load up on food and water and feed his sumpter beast. Then he was on his way.
I think the reason why they did that, though, is it's probably like a kind of rating. I don't know. Maybe they're not allowed to show it, but a lot of games like this, sometimes they do and then they don't. But I think that's why they designed him like that. Because if they would have gave him like his nipples like that, people probably would have tried to make a big deal about it, which is so stupid.
Where was he going?
Let me think. He took a seat by the entrance of the village for a while, and had a brief chat with the person who came to deliver the water. He said he was headed somewhere near an oasis, but he didn't mention which one.
Oh god.
Do you have a map? I can mark out the direction he was heading and the best routes to any nearby oases.
Okay.
I have one. Mark away.
Feel me with your mark!
Great.
Oh my god.
There you go.
I really do like that blue raspberry punch from Tampico. You can get that at Walmart, by the way.
Thank you so much.
That's where I
You
get
were a
it.
great help.
You've got a really good memory.
Ah, you're quite welcome. Just doing my job. Best of luck. I hope you find him soon.
Yeah, okay. Head to the oasis, continue to search for clues. Oh, Jesus Christ, Minnie. Okay, so yeah, there's like one here, there's one here, one here, one there, one over here. There's one here and one here and one over here, so there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I forgot about that little one right there. What the fuck? There are 12 oases, bro. Let's get on with it. I don't know why they're introducing another new character for Sumeru so late into the game. Because, like, he has the same skin tone as Dia, and he has dark hair like her. And instead of having, like, the orange strips, he has white. And he's wearing, like, an orange. He's, like, a really unique looking character. Right? There's not another character in the game who looks like him. So I'm saying he looks closer to Dia, but I don't think he's related to her at all. But he does look closer to her. I think you'll see him at some point in the story. So I'm subbed to Cyno's voice actor, and he posted a clip of him playing through it, and it had him in the thumbnail. That's why I was like, ah, so he really was added into the game.
Clear weather all around brightens the heart.
Please calm down. Please calm down. Doo-doo-doo. Oh God.
Hold on. I see some people over there.
There he is.
Do you think it's safe to ask them what they know?
That's him. That's the boy.
Should be. I'll go.
Shh.
No. I'll do it.
No, that's him. You're sending Tainari into trouble.
Huh? Why can't Cyno go talk to them? What difference does it make?
Given my background, appearance, and the way I dress, I might not be the most welcome visitor here. Just in case, it's probably better to let a more neutral party handle things.
Well, Cyno, like I was saying and have been saying, you are the most unique-looking character in the whole game. Like, when you look at him, it just screams Anubis Desert Pyramid person. Like, to me, it screams it. And you're just like, oh god, are you like somebody super important? Because like, Anubises were revered as gods, weren't they? I'm not really into all that. I could be fucking wrong. But like, they were like significantly important because there's even real life statues of them in places. So it's like, people probably would freak out when they see him and think that he's not what he is, you know? Uh-oh.
Ah, hello there. I hope I'm not interrupting.
That's him.
My friend and I are looking for an elderly man who's gone missing around these parts. Any chance I could ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah, that's him. That's the guy I was talking about, the new character.
Oh, a missing person, huh? Sure. What do you want to know?
Oh, God. So this was a new character who's going to be introduced. He's the one who started all of this. But I can't remember if they actually changed his style because he was leaked as being a bow character, but I don't know if they changed that or not, because there's a scene where he fights with a sword, and I'm like, what is going on?
I'm just wondering if you've seen him. Let me give you the details.
No, Tainari.
So, a silver-haired guy in a long robe, culture type with thoughtful eyes, and he's traveling alone.
He'd stand out like a sore thumb around here.
Yeah, sounds like the kind of guy we'd remember if we saw him.
Oh no. If I remember correctly, he ambushed him or something. And he was there to act as a decoy in case people came looking for him.
He's looking behind me.
He's noticed Cyno. Uh-oh.
That guy is looking our way.
Your friend over there stands out a lot, too.
Cyno! He's like, I'm fucking leaving.
Hey! Aren't you Cyno, the General Mahamatra?
Yes.
Yes, that's me.
You don't seem surprised that I recognized you.
He has these eyes that just stare into your fucking soul. So he's an electro type. So this is a character I've been trying to follow. Like, his designs were leaked. And it's weird to actually see him in the game now. So he's real after all. I thought they were kidding. Because there's people that leak a lot of stuff in this game. And they leak character designs all the time. Like, they were trying to leak, like, 2 new characters for Fontaine, like a girl, like 2 different girls in dresses, and people were trying to say that it was fake, that it was somebody just making characters in Photoshop or something, that it wasn't actually real characters. It was, like, somebody making, like, OCs, like, original characters, and trying to say that they were going to be in the game. So when he was leaked, people were thinking it was fake also, but it actually turned out to be real. So I believe it now, because I'm staring at him, and he's obviously in the game, so kind of makes you wonder about those other ones, then. Were they real, too?
It wouldn't be the first time.
Oh, you're the one looking for the old man who's gone missing, aren't you?
I have a bad feeling about this guy.
He's like, I'm a freaking psycho. I like his design. It's cute. Like I said, I'm usually attracted to characters based on like their design and their appearance. And I was drawn to him, but if he's really going to be a bow character, that just, oh, that turns me off so hard, man. They have like good designs, and then they give them like shitty weapon designs. Like I don't like bow characters usually, unless I like the character enough, like Cyno and like Child and Venti. You know, like if I like their designs enough, I'll stick with it. But like, I really hope they didn't do that, but I think they did. Uh-oh.
Someone's on edge. You don't trust me much, do you?
No, I fucking don't.
No need to hide it. I understand why you're wary of us. Still, you came to us asking for help. Do you want it or not?
I thought you were a group of merchants. Seems I was mistaken.
Uh-oh, Tanari.
Your henchmen don't look like much, but something tells me they put up a better fight than most mercenaries.
Hey! Hear that, guys? You're my henchman now.
It's like they took fucking Hazo and fused him with Dia. What the fuck?
Suits me, as long as I get paid for it.
Cause he has like such a unique design. Like, look at the fucking designs on his hair and everything. Like, you don't just make that shit up overnight.
Just cut to the chase already. I'm running out of patience.
Alright.
His eyes are staring into my fucking soul.
Come with me. All of you.
Where are you taking us?
Don't you want to find your friend?
Sure.
Silver-haired, long-robed, culture type with thoughtful eyes? Sounds like there's a whole other side to Cyrus I didn't know about.
Oh, he mentioned his name when we didn't tell him his name. Oh my god. I could make that much louder and higher, but it's like late at night and I don't want to wake up my roommates with that shit. It's literally 1:40 in the morning. Oh shit, my phone's locking up. When I get too many notifications, it locks my phone. Hold on. Oh, an hour ago they asked me to close the windows near the living room computer, and I guess I didn't get it, and I think they're still open, but I can't do it right now. Fuck. I didn't see it. Anyway, that's fine.
So you know where he is.
Just follow me. I'll take you to him.
Kids, I feel like they made his eyes like that on purpose because they wanted it to match his outfit, but it's weird. Why would you do that? Physically following him now. Okay. Follow the guy. Man.
Time to go.
He auto-turned towards me and freaked me out.
And here.
I tried to speed up and then he like stopped and turned around and faced me. Oh, I was not ready for that. I didn't realize I was playing a horror game.
What? Where are you looking? There's nothing here.
It's a trap. He's gonna get us all.
Please step back.
He's like, watch for my illusory magic.
Whoa, something's coming out of the ground!
Told you it looked like a gate, remember? That was the pattern that was on the paper. Oh, my wrist. The Anubises.
What is this enormous building doing here?
Wasn't that like one of the underground temples that Cyno had saved me from? Remember when we went looking for his teacher and the guy was like, save yourself? And it started flooding with sands and he like pulled us to save us from it, and then it like fell under ruin and it looked just like this. So you're telling me there was another one?
And how was it so well hidden? King Deshret's technology?
Uh-oh.
Wait, hold on, who are you guys really?
I'm King Deshret's descendant, you stupid girl.
Is this the Temple of Silence? So you're a member?
All good questions. There'll be plenty of time to address them later.
We're just... oh my god. Follow him into the room and die. Yeah, it reminds me of that pyramid that he saved us from. But I thought, didn't that like go into ruin? It's been a long time since I did that quest and I vaguely even remember where it is.
Oh. This is not what Paimon was expecting to find in the desert, especially not hidden right next to an oasis.
So, I like how my game's not loading right. Do you see the fire under the word especially and hidden? Do you see how those 2 fireballs glowing there? The lantern didn't load, so that means this is going to be not what it should be. Why are the Anubises everywhere?
I'm scared.
I think it has to do with that spirit that Cyno said he had, that he's possessed by, the Herm Anubis or whatever. Wait, are they luring Cyno in here because they want to extract the spirit from him to use for their own gains? Why else would they do this?
They must have kidnapped Cyrus. Do you think this is the guy Welcome met in the tavern?
Why are you so loud?
What's wrong? Thinking about you, Professor?
Are you like fucking
I just hope for
getting off on
your
this?
sake you haven't done anything you might regret.
I like how it autoplayed on its own without me doing that. That's weird.
Me too. Hope I haven't done anything to incur your wrath.
This guy is like subtly coming on to Cyno in a weird way. Fuck is happening? He looks like a girl from behind and it's funny. Because he was saying he had that spirit in him. Why else would they do this? But what was I need to go read up on the lore a little more to figure out what that spirit actually is that Cyno has, because it would help me understand this a lot more if I knew what it was. Ooh, does it? I can't tell if this is an illusion. If it's like the building is like going straight up, or if it's actually going up and over me. You know what I mean? See how kind of like when I turn straight up, it looks like it's like tilting down, like it's leaning over me. Like, is it, or is it the building? You know what? I think it's because it's like a pyramid or something. You know like King Deshret's ruins, how it kind of looks like an upside down pyramid at the top? I think that's what it is. I've always liked Egyptian things. My favorite mummy movies were like The Mummy Returns. And I've always been fascinated with that. That looks exactly like the same sealed door. Because I did a mission, the golden... What was it? The Golden Slumber World quest. And when we escaped, when Cyno saved us from the pyramid and it got closed, it looked like that. Because if you see the symbols on the door, that looks like that slate that I have. Let's scroll through all my items. Looks like this. Scarlet sand. Slate. It's literally the same. This object has long been the subject of academia research. Terzad's research. Its etchings and craftsmanship indicate that it is a relic of King Deshret's civilization. It seems to have the power to command devices within ruins associated with King Deshret. So, because I have that on me, see, that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like, are quests like this tied to other main world quests? Because what if you get somebody who's never cleared that quest? Like the Golden Slumber World quest? What if you get somebody who hasn't started that quest yet and they've never played through it? Like, how does it work then? Because then they would have something that they don't actually have yet. So what I'm basically trying to say is, if we are inside a King Deshret ruin right now and I have that slate on me and it says that if I have it I can manipulate relics, like it's a relic that manipulates devices, does that mean that I have the ability to control stuff that's in here? I mean, based on that logic, right, you would think that I would. So, I'm curious as if Lumine has the power to control stuff in here, but they don't know that because they don't know I have that slate. So now I'm like curious, you know? Because it's the same symbols on the door. Okay. I'm just trying to get a good look at... oh god. My surroundings. I'm really trying to take everything in. Higher. Could this... What it is too is sometimes they hide stuff when you're doing quests and things. And if you don't grab it when you're there, it's gone forever. Like, it's an area that you can't come back to.
Alright. You can wait here for now. I'll inform our leader that we've arrived at the Temple of Silence. Sit tight until he comes to greet you.
So he's just gonna leave us here, unattended? Maybe we're not being kidnapped after all.
They can't have been at the Oasis by chance. They were waiting for us.